Hey guys, it's Darren again. Whatever this channel's for now, motorcycling, travel, chickens, I don't have a clue. Anyways, today let's engage Scram mode. Let's figure out what we get from Royal Enfield that comes from India for the kit when you buy one of these Royal Enfield Scram 411s. Alright guys, so let's talk about these gloves here. So what you're getting with the Scram mode kit that you get when you buy a Scram 411, this promotion was around when I bought my bike in April of this year. So you get these cheap little Royal Enfield gloves. They even come with a power button on them, and that's for going faster. Just kidding, it's for touching your iPhone or your GPS or whatever you have on the dash. These are pretty meshy, a little bit of leather, but nothing crazy. I wouldn't be wearing these gloves for more than like riding a mountain bike or a BMX bike or something like that. I just don't think that they would stand up very well for motorcycling if you were to unfortunately have a crash. So let's look at some real motorcycle gloves here. So these are the motorcycle gloves that I bought from the dealership where I bought this Royal Enfield Scram 411. They're called Techno Racing. What are they? Yeah, that's the actual brand, is Techno Racing. Anyways, they're pretty good gloves. They're full leather. They've got Kevlar stitching and stuff in them. They've got the hard knuckle protectors. The only weird thing about this, I guess maybe you could stick a hot pocket in there or something like that where my thumb is. But to me, that just doesn't make any sense, and I wish that it was stitched up. In the wintertime, I did ride with these. They have little air vents and stuff in them, and they're freezing cold in the winter, but they're also not insulated at all. So I stuck a hot pack on the inside of the glove, and it helped warm up my hands a lot. But I would think that wearing these compared to something like this is going to be a lot safer. So I wouldn't really recommend these beyond just mountain biking or something like that. I would spend the money and get yourself some actual safety rated gloves. For the next stage of Scram mode, we get to talk about the Royal Enfield branded Street Wind V2 riding jacket. So this jacket is very lightweight mesh. You can see through it right there. Again, I would not recommend this for an armored jacket, but for around town, it's not too bad. You do have some CE rated shoulder pads. There's some okay feeling rated elbow pads as well. It goes down into your forearm just a little bit. It is adjustable. It's got a lot of adjustment straps, decent pockets and stuff. Pretty cool Royal Enfield branding on it. A little bit of reflectives in it, not too much, just some reflective piping and maybe in the logo there. And that's about it. So it's got a tiny back protector in it, but again, I wouldn't really rely on it for safety. Let's test this jacket out and see what it looks like putting it on. I've got it fitting pretty tight around the sleeves right now, and the size that I ordered, I should have probably went with a large. I didn't really realize what I was doing, and I bought a medium by accident, but it's not too bad. I can do it up just fine. So I might wear this around the summertime around here. It gets pretty darn hot, so I might wear this to commute to work pretty soon. I just got a snap up here in the collar. It's pretty hard to get on. There we go. This guy down here. And then I just like to leave my cuffs open a little bit more. But this is the Street Wind V2 jacket. And then these little tiny, not really that good gloves that you get with it as well. So not bad for a second jacket, but I wouldn't want to slide in this thing. Compared to the Tour Master jacket that I bought anyways, I feel a lot safer wearing that, especially if I had to go on a big highway or in a lot of traffic. So next we'll talk about the handguards and stuff that you get. Here's the handguards that you get with the Scram Ready Set Scram mode or Scram mode package that you get. I wouldn't bother installing these on my bike. They only mount on one point, unfortunately. They are Royal Enfield branded, pretty shiny and whatever, and they're meant to just mount on the end of your handlebar like that. But if you crash, this is just going to bend inwards. It's not really doing anything to protect your brake levers or anything. I went with these eBay Bark Busters. They're not actually, as I found out, they're not actually Bark Buster brand. I didn't know that. Probably why they were so cheap. And it's just cast aluminum. This is also just looks like cast aluminum to me. This might actually be milled and then spray painted. So this might actually be a bit stronger than it looks, but either way, I'm going to leave these on for now. Last but not least on the Scram mode package here, the engine guard. So this is what I really wanted out of everything. I thought the jacket would be better, I thought the gloves would be a little bit better, but this is really what I was after. You get a little tiny instruction manual here, and then you get a couple of bolts. You just use the existing top bolts, and then these ones are for the bottom. So I'm gonna put these on next, and we'll see how that does. All right guys, so moving over to this side of the bike here, we're gonna take off this 17mm nut right here, and we're gonna have to pull that bolt through the other side, past that oil cooler line there that you can see, and then that's how we're gonna attach the left-hand side guard, and then lastly we'll attach the right-hand side guard. All right, so now we come over to this side. I use my 17mm. I've got the nut off that side of the bolt that goes through the motor here. And now let's see what we can do with this one. So this is back to the 13mm. And this bolt is gonna have to come through. All right, let's see if we can gently pull this out of here. I don't want to scar up the face of the bolt either, eh? All right, this is coming out nice and easy now. So it looks a little corroded to me. I don't really, maybe they use some Loctite on there. It's hard to tell for sure. It just looks a little corroded. All right, so now we get to put this engine guard on. They came to me a little bit marked up already, so I kind of wonder about that, but let's see, let's fish this in. Try to get it behind that line somehow. Assuming it's got to go like this. Do I have the right side? Let's double check that. There we go, that's better. That's the right way. And that should line up. Now I'm just going to pull that line out of the way while I tap the rest of the way in. Let's see about this. That's going to fit in there perfect, so I'm just going to gently thread one of these in here. I don't want to tighten it up quite yet until I'm actually ready. Let's see. Yeah, that's going in finger tight. That's perfect. And this one here on the bottom is a 12mm. This one here is a 13. So I'm going to pull this oil cooler line away now and just gently hit it in place. So now I'm hitting up against the other part on the other side. So I'm just going to gently spin it the other direction, and that should help wiggle its way through the rest of the hole. And it's going in like nothing. There you go. Alright, so we're going to take the other guard over to the other side. And we're just going to put the top in. And when we come over here and we fit that other guard on, we're just going to do this. We're just going to slide it over that bolt and then maneuver it around the exhaust and down here and see where that other hole is going to be, right down there. Okay, I think that's tight enough. It's hard to do it because you have to tighten it from this side because this is just not, you're not able to reach it. So I had to put a 17mm on the nut side and do it backwards, which is kind of annoying. This side here is going to be just fine, so I'll go ahead and tighten up this 12mm next. However, when we go to do the other side, it doesn't want to clear the exhaust, so that's not very fun. Not sure what I'm going to do for that. It looks like my exhaust was bent like that from the factory, and the exhaust should have been shooting down the other way just a little bit more, but I'll show you that when I spin the bike around. Okay, that's a crash guard on the driver's side. I'll spin the bike around so you guys can see what I'm talking about with the other side of the bike. Alright, that doesn't look too bad really, but what I'm dealing with is this is touching the exhaust right now, and the exhaust just needs to go inwards just a little bit more. This nut here was really hard to tighten up, so I had to stick a box end wrench on it this way when we went to tighten it up. And I had to tighten it down from the other side. Usually you tighten down a nut onto a bolt, but I had to do it backwards. It'll be okay, I'll just monitor it, make sure it doesn't start to loosen on me at all in the future. And now we got to do this 12mm bolt here, but it's just touching that exhaust, and eventually they're just going to rub, and I'll rub a hole in my exhaust or this crash bar. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to bend this exhaust or push the exhaust. One thing that I could do though, because these are welded from the factory, I could take this once I get it tightened down and try to pull it outwards and away from the exhaust, and that would probably be the easiest. So I'll try that next. Alright, that's doing pretty good. See what more I can do to tighten it up. Without knocking over the bike. Alright, so now, because this is touching, I think that I can probably hopefully just pull this away. It's cheap metal. It is clearing everything else, but let's see what I can do here. Yeah, that'll work. I just want to have enough here. There we go. It will pull a little bit. I just don't want to knock this bike off the stand. As far as boots go, I don't wear these boots when I'm riding this bike. I have some other boots that I wear, but they don't get in the way at all, so that's pretty good. And let's just see on the gear shift side, same thing, they don't get in the way. I do like how it kind of protects your exhaust there, but you know, I wish that they stuck out just a little bit more. Some of these ones that you get, they come out to about here and they just kind of cover your boot. That way if you did dump it, you're not going to smack up your tank or anything like that. I'm really afraid with this color scheme, I'm afraid of breaking it or damaging it, so don't want to do that. Anyways, that's the Royal Enfield Scram Ready Set Scram Mode kit, whatever it is. I'll show you something else cool here. These bad boys, Bridgestone Battle Axe AX41s. This is my next big project for this bike. Me and my brother have been taking it up mountains and on off-road trails and all kinds of stuff, so it'd be really cool to have these tires to fit on this Royal Enfield. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.